What is going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football, bringing you guys another draft profile. Today it is Marqise, wide receiver out of USC. Just look down at the date below this video. Remember, a lot of draft stock shifts and changes in the next 4 months, so keep that in mind. But let's get right into this one. Again, Marqise, wide receiver out of USC, standing at 6 feet tall, 195 pounds, some collegiate stats, 248 receptions, 3,655 yards, 29 touchdowns, and a 14.7 yards per reception average. A couple of things you want to know about Marqise. First of all, he had a huge season in 2012. He was the Blitnikoff Award winner, which is just strictly for wide receivers. A unanimous All-American in 2012. He was the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year in 2012. First team All Pac-12 in 2012. So, I mean, he had a huge season in 2012. This season, not as hot, you know, statistically as well, but some awards there for Marqise. Let's get into some pros and cons, though. Now, first of all, just like Sammy Watkins, I noticed that Marqise, his main weapon of choice is speed. He likes to beat you when it comes to speed. He's a little bit more shiftier. He's a little bit more elusive than Sammy Watkins as well. But I still think that his primary weapon of choice when you have to beat a cornerback or a safety or whoever you're going to go up against is his speed. Now, his route running, also a pro in this department. I think he's an excellent route runner, although I did notice there was some miscommunication at times with you know, Matt Barkley or whoever was throwing him the ball. But the point is, primarily, he's going to beat you as a route runner. And there's some receivers at the collegiate level who still don't understand how to run routes, which, you know, is puzzling to me. But Marqise does not have that problem, you know, which is why he's being touted as a first-round projection. Now, his big playability, I think, is his biggest pro. He can beat you short. He can beat you deep. You can throw him the ball on a wide receiver screen. He can take it for 10 yards or he can take it for 70 yards. That's something that is an absolute, you know, blessing when it comes to Marqise. That's what you're going to be getting with Marqise at the NFL level, as long as he can stay consistent. Now, his deep ball is what, or not his deep ball, but his deep playability as well. He's got it, you know, and what allows him to be a deep threat and a huge big playability type player is his speed. So all this stuff kind of goes together. There's a huge correlation here, and the fact that he can get downfield, beat the corner that he's playing against or the safety, and you know, reel the ball in and then just turn on the afterburners, that's huge stuff. And that's why Marqise is touted as probably a top 20 pick. Now, blocking is another thing for me. I absolutely loved what I saw on tape from Marqise. He's not the strongest wide receiver. You know, keep that in mind. He's not the strongest wide receiver out there, but he's always going to try. He's a team player. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, on a running play or a passing play, he's going to block for you. And as a team, as a collective whole, when you're trying to fight for yards, you're trying to fight for every inch that you're trying to go up the field. When you have guys like a Marqise fighting for you, blocking for you, trying to make sure that you're going to, you know, get every yard that you can, that's the guy that you want on your team. And that is what I absolutely loved about Marqise. He's a team player. Now, cons, ball security was huge. One thing I haven't noted about Marqise so far is the fact that he did return kicks at USC, both as a kick returner and a punt returner. I think it was more primarily as a kick returner, though. Now, ball security, there are times where there would be defenders coming up behind him and boop, there goes the ball. You got to hold on to the ball. And also, you know, as a receiver as well, there were times where, you know, he would get ganged up on, and next thing you know, the ball is out and you see the opposing team just pointing to the other end zone, you know. So Marqise needs to work on ball security. He needs to learn how to hold on to the ball a little bit better. Jump balls, just because he's 6 feet tall, I think I'm going to put this as a con. I know he's a deep play threat. I just stated that. But when it comes to one-on-one, jumping up for the ball, he's no AJ Green. He's no Calvin Johnson. He doesn't have the height that these guys have. So I'm gonna put that as a con if it comes down to jump balls. Now, when there's a little bit more cushion and Marqise has some time to adjust, that's a different story. But when he's blanketed and he's got to make a play, look out for that. That could be a con. Also, one last thing before I get to draft projection and team of interest. His athleticism is huge. He's a USC long jumper and sprinter as well. which goes into his speed. But Marqise Lee all around, he's a great athlete. Now draft projection, I have him as a 6 to 20. That's where I have him, in that 6 to 20 range. I do not think he's a top 5 pick, but I think he's elite enough to be in that top 20 area, anywhere from 6 to 20. Teams that need a receiver: St. Louis, Oakland, Buffalo, the Jets, Detroit, Baltimore. All these teams need a receiver. You're thinking, oh, Detroit, they got Calvin Johnson. Well, who do they have after Calvin Johnson? I know they have Ryan Broyles, but he's been so banged up. He's gotten so many torn ACLs. They need a number 2 player. I honestly think Marqise Lee could be a number 1 player depending on the situation he's put in. So look out for some of those teams to target a wide receiver early. I want to know what you guys think. Throw your comments down if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever regarding Marqise Lee. Throw all that stuff down below. But that is my draft profile for today. I'm stumbling up here at the end, but that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.